So in the demonstrator, you are verifying the increased trust, the increased range, the situation awareness, systems for radars and other things. And that will be demonstrated here before, so we can learn about that before it goes into the complete development. And I think that's have been flying a bit over 100 flights now, and has been to India and other places, and demonstrated both high temperature and high altitudes. Industrial cooperation and technology transfer. This will, in this part, I will cover a little bit more about the ideas about the Gripen for Brazil, the industrial cooperation. We call industrial cooperation can be translated into the Brazilian vocabulary as offset. At SAAB, we have a corporate function, which I'm part of, which are responsible for creating the industrial cooperation packages in line with the requirements from the different customers of defense products. Brazil require 100% in compensation for the value they spend, according to certain regulations. Other countries have other requirements. And the countries are not there are great differences between the countries, because there are differences between the requirements, there are differences in between the priorities, there are differences in the industrial base, etc. So each program on each market or each country need to be tailored to the local environment. And of course, as you see here, a small project is of course a smaller effort than in the bigger projects like selling aircrafts. We are involved from the prospect phase from the beginning through the marketing phase and also to the delivery phase. So I can't just say that now we define the program and then I leave. I need to deliver as well. So it's important to know that when we do the project, we have also thought about the validity of the project and how it should be delivered. The SAAB and Swedish offer to Brazil on the partnership around the Gripen NG, where I will cover here on some slides coming. But this is a partnership already in action. There is a partnership between Embraer and SAAB on the surveillance aircrafts. There is a number of these flying in Brazil in the CIVAM. We have an agreement on joint marketing of these systems of the world, and they are in operation in Greece and Mexico as well. Autonomy is a word which have been a lot of discussions around. From my point of view, I say that operating a sophisticated system such as a modern fighter aircraft depends not only on the origin of the hardware. It's more important that have control over the intelligence in the system. Ability to independently modify or update tactical functionality. Freedom of choice of weapons, of course, on sensors. Ability to independently integrate these things you are carrying on the aircraft. And also update sensor functionality. Be able to change if the tactical doctrine changes, and also know how the system is built up. So through the Gripen NG development, which we have offered as an offset program, is a full participation in all this. By participate in the development, you also know how the systems is built up, and how it works and the thinking about behind it. And I think it's also important to recognize that over a lifetime of an aircraft, which can be up to 50 years, the platform will not change so much. But I would guess that you maybe have 2 or 3 generations of systems in it, or the function, because there is new threat scenarios, there is new systems becoming available, new technology becoming available, which then will be gradually put into the systems. And of course the functionality already in the system will be gradually improved and upgraded. New software versions will be released maybe every second year or something like that into the existing fleet. So what we have included in our industrial cooperation for Brazil is that the Brazilian industry is involved from the early design phases through the full development of the aircraft. With this, there need to be a transfer of the knowledge and technologies, which then, of course, will support and enhance the Brazilian capability already existing. Brazilian industry will work with the same tools and processes, etc., which we are using. And the establishment of a supersonic test and certification capability will also take place in Brazil, as there is a participation in this. So it's not just structure, it is on the system side and the system functionality, the integration of weapons, integration of sensors, etc., which is important. So it is a partnership with unique advantages, as the development is just starting. There will be development in Brazil. There will be flight test and verification in Brazil, production, final assembly, and support. And of course, this will mean that Brazilian industry are lead in several development projects and extensive participation in others. Many Brazilian companies will be involved directly or indirectly in this work. And as we said, discussed earlier here, it's important to recognize that full involvement in the development program such as Gripen also will generate the technology cloud in Brazil. It will not just be generated in Sweden. This will generate values for the future, which will spread then to other parts of the industry and the society. By buying a already finished product, this cloud will not exist. And that's what Eliasson has pointed out in his book very clearly. So it's a long-term commitment. It's made in Brazil for the world market. It's a joint development of technology and technology job creation, the partnership of equals. So, use of commercial information technology. I had some problem with this definition when I saw it first. I didn't recognize what it was, so I had to send a question on that. And I got some explanation of it. I hope I can answer some of the questions and about this. So if we, I checked with some people back home. Unfortunately, some of them were all still on vacation, so I couldn't reach them. But I have made a homemade slide here, so I couldn't get the good one. But if we look on the use of civil information technology versus military,